Should we like shift it this way so that at least it's like
it looks like a different day?
Let's go like this. Come over here. How's that? Is that an okay background? Does it look entirely different? Oh wow, there you go.
Oh my God.
The magic of film. The magic of film.
Welcome to Heroic Portrait. I'm Cathy.
And I'm Julian, and today we're doing Zenyatta, the Orbs Meister.
I guess.
Zenyatta.
Tell me more, Julian.
Spiritual leader or robot?
Why not both? You decide.
He was part of this group of monks.
Yeah.
And the leader wanted to go around and spread peace on a wider kind of, with a wider message, a wider platform, but he feels that the best ways to do it is through interpersonal relationships.
Yeah.
So he goes on a pilgrimage to help people, to meet people individually, I think, right? That's kind of
that's it.
Raison d'être.
So our first challenge with this character is he's a robot.
No.
We don't know any robots,
GTFO.
Unfortunately for us.
No models.
We don't know any robot
robots.
models. So our plan for Zenyatta is to do a human interpretation of him. So we're gonna keep all the monk type elements for the most part, and then the robot stuff, we will do body painting to mimic that. So he has like these dots on his forehead, and there's like a hexagon on his chest, so we can kind of like body paint all those things.
Or we can just carve a hexagon into the chest of our model.
No, we will not do that. But good idea.
Why did I pay for insurance? God.
So luckily for us, my significant other used to be a monk. So we will be getting many a thing from him.
Yeah. So here, we're gonna show you the person who is playing Zenyatta, none other than the fabulous, that's a very small picture. That's also a very small picture. Shawn Baichoo.
AKA
there you go.
Shawnee B.
Shawnee
Nobody
B.
calls him that.
So we've actually worked with Shawn before on LARPs. Season 2, he played Harold, but he was also the fight choreographer. He is also one of the leading motion capture artists and choreographers in Montreal. So I had an idea for the lighting. I have a pad of paper here because I want to draw one of the images I want to do.
Oh, here we go.
But essentially, so I had done this test shot with a model once where I had the softbox directly behind her, and I was shooting through a silver reflector.
Okay.
And so it made the background really bright and just barely some light on her face. And I think that would be great for a close-up portrait.
Okay.
But this is what I want to do for the wide shot.
Oh, here come the famous Julian Stamboulieh stick figures.
All right, now he's silhouetted. All right, this is dark, and this is an orb of light. Almost like, imagine like the Japanese flag, but with a silhouette in the middle.
Okay.
And instead of white, it's black.
Yeah.
Instead of red, it's yellow.
Yes.
So dot, you know what dot is?
Yes.
So well, how are other ways I can explain this?
I think we're good, but thank you. I would say though, if we were gonna do this, that I would do the multiple arms thing.
Yeah?
Well, because this type of lighting is almost mimicking his alt.
Yeah.
And in his alt, he has like the multiple arms.
I mean, that's
pretty much it.
pretty much it. What else do we have? He's bald. I mean, that helps. Yeah.
Welcome to my abode. I'm talking too much. So I pulled up, if you want to check this ish out, the reference kit for Zenyatta. So for this project, we've actually got someone helping me out to make the props. Her name is Kita. She has worked on previous Beanduck productions as well as art director / set designer, prop maker, etc. So Kita will be making the orbs that Zenyatta has around his neck, prayer beads / orbs. She'll also be making the red sash and the belt. Please forgive my drawing skills. This will most likely be body paint. So gold paint, referencing what Zenyatta actually looks like. So he'll have the 9 dots on the forehead. I actually looked into this, and this is rankings for monks usually. So the more dots you have, the higher the rank. Zenyatta has 9, so I'm gonna assume that's pretty high. We're keeping the hexagon that's kind of on his chest. He has kind of a center chest piece. And then we'll have things going out from that. We're keeping the dots. We'll have the chin part also gold to kind of reflect how his chin is in the game. And the rest will just be his skin. We do have 3 things that are being made, but because he's a monk, like, kind of wanted to keep him shirtless. He's shirtless as a robot, so we wanted to mimic the same thing. What's happening, Ben?
Oh, I'm slow zooming into your face.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have said something more cool.
I'm still going.
Oh, maybe I could just like, see you next time. It turned too much again. This chair is the worst.
Alright kids, I'm gonna show you how to do some arts and crafts. Let's make magic happen. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be creating my own shoot-through reflector. This is gonna be so rough, it's unbelievable. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, it looks terrible. Is that centered? Not really. No. I'm going to be cutting a hole in this and then lining the side with aluminum foil so that it bounces light back onto his face very subtly. So step 1, you draw a perfect circle with Sharpie. Step 2, grab the sharpest knife you have in your kitchen. Step 3, make a mess. Oh my god. There you go. Hot stuff! And next up, what you want to do, let's go grab yourself some aluminum foil. Stay here, folks. Nice to see you again. This is not aluminum foil. Don't gotta be perfect. Perfection's not the name of the game. Half-assed is the name of the game. Okay, here we go. Reflector. Reflector! What should we name my softbox? Ingrid. It's female now. Ingrid. Now, some of you might be saying, well, there's men named Ingrid. There's not. Basically, what I'm going to be doing, shooting directly into the light and bouncing back the light onto Shawn's face. Okay, so that's what we got with the first one, which is pretty cool. Not enough light. Look how handsome you are, Ben. Second one, we started to get a little bit more light. Got some weird flare coming in, but I kind of like that.
Hey everyone, I'm Shawn Baichoo. I'm an actor and a stunt fighter, choreographer, voice actor, and I've been working in Montreal for the better part of 20 years now.
Work your magic, Vincelli.
I will do this.
Ah, cool chair.
Is it?
Zenyatta don't like the cold.
I'm mostly known for my video game work, so I've worked on a bunch of pretty big video games. The Assassin's Creed series, I played Father Maffei, I played Stéphane Chaffeau in AC3, who's this crazy butcher guy, Rainbow Six, The Division, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. I did all the takedowns for that, all the choreography of the action, that was fun. And my best known part that I'm known for is playing Wrench in Watch Dogs 2, which came out last year, which is a pretty big part. My first game, I believe, was Assassin's Creed 2 as Machiavelli, which if you think about it is a big part for someone who'd never done video games before. They had brought me in, Ubisoft, to do motion capture work for, you know, civilian and living world stuff as a sub-in. When they first tried me out, and then they saw I knew what I was doing, so they brought me back for other stuff. But the first part I remember getting cast as and going to the booth to do voice work for and do motion capture for was Niccolo Machiavelli.
Oh yeah, I main Zenyatta. I main Zenyatta.
That's what it's, that's the terminology, right? Yeah, I main him. I insta-lock him.
Yeah, I main Zenyatta. No, it's trying to main. Yes, what I meant. I've played video games before.
I have cosplayed when I went to Montreal Comic-Con a few times, so I cosplayed as Spider-Man, as the Punisher, big fan. And I actually currently have an Avatar The Last Airbender cosplay as Aang when he's older that I dressed up as for Halloween last year, which I would love to wear to a Comic-Con, so maybe next year.
After this, we're doing 2 more portrait, like close-up shots, and that's gonna be a completely different setup, which hopefully we can get done nice and quick, because I took forever on this one. All right.
Huge fan growing up of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A huge fan of He-Man. I got into comics a lot, but only when I was older, like maybe in my early 20s. So Marvel, DC, you know, Watchmen, Batman, all that stuff. Manga, anime, and video games. As many as I can play and get, because I love video games. I love working in video games.
How you doing, Shawn?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah? It's not too hurting on your legs?
Pretty flexible. Would you like some focaccia? Focaccia. I'm good, actually.
One more. 3, 2, 1. Now let's try, I want you to do different...
Okay, so the ultimate, I looked at some of his poses.
Of course he did. What a guy.
This guy, man. Profesh.
I used to play Magic the Gathering. I was a huge fan of that card game, and that not only drained me of many dollars, but almost ruined a few friendships I had. The concept of the game initially was you played for ante. So each person playing would offer up a card that whoever won would win those cards. These are trading cards worth now thousands of dollars, some of them. And winning and not being able to trade back or lose cards to friends started to make us very kind of angry at each other. We got into tons of arguments. So for the sake of my friendship, I actually sold my collection. And funny story, sold my entire collection, which included a Library of Alexandria, a Black Lotus, like these really rare cards. Sold the entire thing for $300, because at the time no one knew what they'd be worth. And a few years later, I passed by the store and I saw a Black Lotus for sale, and it was $3,000. And I think a few years ago, I saw it was up to like $8,000 or $10,000. But I don't regret it. I think my friendships were worth more than that.
There's nothing there.
There's actually
I'm serious. There's nothing there.
Look, it's very deep.
A little dark.
Wow.
Damn.
It would have been awesome if I could gotten some. If I had more time, I could get a purple light onto your hand.
Put it in post. What do you want? You're gonna... Oh my god, Julian!
I got this, guys. I got this. Just give me 2 seconds, damn it.
I'm a very martial person, stunts, martial arts, fighting, weapon usage, stage combat, teaching, all that stuff. But I'm very peaceful. Like, I really believe in peace, and I don't believe in violence as a solution to anything.
So this is the deal. It's not at all what I intended to do.
Okay.
That fucking looks super
That
cool!
looks amazing.
Yeah.
Come closer, camera.
Accident.
Happy accident.
So if we just remove this, then it's a dope ass pic.
And I believe to a certain extent that peace, diplomacy, and all that will only take you so far. It's always should always be the first solution and the first attempt. But I also believe that in some cases, talking and that isn't enough. It just won't yield the results you want. So sometimes you have to resort to conflict. Though I'm never one to propose conflict. And for someone who loves fake violence, video games, stunt fighting, movies, I absolutely abhor real violence. I have no taste for it and no tolerance for it at all. So I think we can connect over that, maybe. Also, I'm a robot, so that's also something I can relate to pretty well.
Very good. That's good. It worked, guys. It worked. It worked.
The tinfoil with the hole worked.
Mr. Shawn, thank you. A
Thank
pleasure
you,
working with
Julian.
you.
Same here, man. Thanks for having
Check
me.
out this guy online.
Oh, catch that. Put it in my pocket.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Heroic Portrait. I'm Cathy and Julian, and this is Julian. He can't stop laughing, but while he's laughing, please subscribe to our Beanduck YouTube, also Facebook and Instagram for the images, and the Twitch stream.
Go team!